RVA Today, sponsored by Bastionpoint Technology.
Hello and welcome back to RVA Today. I'm your host, Heather Reichers, and today's sponsor is Bastionpoint Technology, proudly based here in Richmond and dedicated to supporting the IT and security needs of local businesses and nonprofits. I'm joined by Eric Clary, Bastionpoint's Chief Operating Officer, and Austin Moore, their Client Success Advocate. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having us here.
Tell us about the services you offer at Bastionpoint for local organizations.
So we serve as a full service IT department for businesses and nonprofits and other organizations. So anything that an internal IT department would do for you, you can leverage us to do that for you. Obviously, we're heavy on support, IT support, and that's supporting, your computers, your email, your cybersecurity side of things, monitoring 24/7, 365. So again, literally anything you would normally have an IT person do for you, we can step in place of that person and do that.
So tell me, what is the most important cybersecurity tip that you think every business should know?
So I'd say people are your biggest risk. We can put in the best firewalls, the best security, but if you have somebody clicking on a phishing email or doing something they should have been doing, the whole castle is going to collapse.
Right.
So I think it's 80% of cyber breaches all start with a human. So one thing that we offer is cybersecurity awareness training. Some companies will do it once a year. It's really long, really boring. We focus on it being entertaining. You get one a month. It takes like 3 minutes to complete. And we send out fake phishing emails to people for them to click on, not to catch them and go gotcha and get them in trouble or anything, but for them to learn something new, like, hey, this is what you could have done to avoid being caught. So that's one of the services that we offer.
That's excellent. So what should an organization look for when deciding if they need IT or cybersecurity?
I think what they should look for, overall is their risk and their growth. Obviously, if you're growing, we try to focus on businesses with 10 or more employees, because when you're 2 or 3 employees, you're focused on getting that next employee, not necessarily having IT services. But as you begin to grow, that's where you would leverage a company like us and look for any incidents you're having. We get a lot of calls from people who are working with other providers that have had a breach incident, or they're having to fill out a cybersecurity form for liability insurance, and they need help walking through that and understanding what they have and what they don't have. Or even companies that reach out that say, hey, our IT director's leaving and we want to replace that with managed IT services.
Okay, and you've mentioned that you have level 2 engineers and above. What does that mean?
So when we look for engineers and we hire them to our team, we don't look for level 1 engineers. A lot of companies or a lot of other providers will have somebody that they hire as an intern or they hire off the street that may have worked at in one IT job or maybe a large corporation, and they typically do what we call checklist IT. They're responsible for 5 or 6 things. When we hire people, we look for people with managed services history or that's worked in multiple environments, because day to day, you may be working with a lawyer or an attorney at 9 a.m. and then you turn to a real estate office at 10, a nurse at 11, a construction company at 2. So you have to have people who have touched a lot of things, they're familiar with troubleshooting, and really want to focus on getting the job done.
So how can someone get started with Bastionpoint Technology?
It's as easy as visiting our website, www.bastionpoint.com, or give us a call, 804-612-9876.
Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching RVA Today. We'll see you next time.